We are Vertical Identity, your nationwide Drug and Alcohol Consortium for FMCSA drivers. Let's walk through exactly what happens when you arrive at the collection site for a DOT test, so there are no surprises. When you arrive, you'll show a photo ID. The collector verifies who you are and confirms what test you're there for. Depending on your selection, you'll provide a urine specimen for drug testing or both a urine specimen and a breath sample for alcohol testing. For a standard drug test, the collector secures the restroom, has you wash your hands, and you provide the specimen in private. The collector then checks the temperature within 4 minutes, splits it into a primary and a secondary bottle, seals them with tamper-evident labels, and has you initial the seals. This is the chain of custody. Certain tests require a directly observed collection, including return to duty and follow-up tests, and any test where adulteration or substitution is suspected. Observed means a same-gender observer is physically present and watches the specimen leave the body to guarantee it's genuinely yours. Collectors are trained to spot adulteration and substitution. They check the specimen's temperature, color, and any unusual signs. A temperature outside the acceptable range or other indicators that the sample isn't legitimate triggers an immediate second collection, this time directly observed. Refusing to test carries the same consequences as a positive result. Refusals include leaving before the process is complete, failing to provide enough specimen without a valid medical reason, not showing up, or refusing a directly observed collection when one is required. Don't walk away from the process. Tampering with a sample, substituting it, diluting it, or adding something to it is treated as a refusal to test, with the same serious consequences as a positive. Adulteration and substitution products don't beat the panel. The lab is specifically designed to detect them. Here's something important. Your name never goes to the lab. Your specimen is identified only by a specimen ID number on the chain of custody form. The lab tests a number, not a person, which protects your privacy and keeps the result objective. If you take a legitimate, legally prescribed medication, you're protected. You don't disclose it at the collection site. You explain it later, privately, to the medical review officer. In most cases, a properly documented prescription clears you, and the MRO reports the result as negative. Keep in mind, the MRO's job is also safety. If a medication could affect your ability to operate safely, the MRO may note a concern, even when the prescription is valid. But for the vast majority of drivers, a legal medication backed by proper documentation will not cost you your position. Every result goes to a medical review officer, a licensed physician who is the independent reviewer of your test. If the lab reports a non-negative, the MRO contacts you directly and confidentially before anything is finalized and gives you the chance to explain a legitimate medical reason. If you have a legitimate reason and can document it, the MRO clears the result. If not, it's verified and reported. The process protects honest drivers and keeps the system fair. Remember that second sealed bottle? If you test positive, you have the right to request that split specimen be tested at a completely separate lab. But be clear-eyed about it. It's expensive, over $250, and that cost is passed on to you. It does not retest for a different result. It only confirms the original specimen was handled correctly. If you already know why you're testing positive, it won't change the outcome. It just adds cost and delay. Once you're in a non-negative process, you're removed from driving until it's resolved. If you request the split test, that can take additional days because the specimen physically travels from one lab to another. The wait doesn't change the result. This process is the same for every DOT test: pre-employment, random, post-accident, reasonable suspicion, return to duty, and follow-up. The only real difference is whether the collection is standard or directly observed. When the lab finishes, results go to the MRO verifies them, And the final result comes to vertical identity. We report it back to you and maintain it securely in your file, accurate, organized, and ready for audit. Vertical Identity is your nationwide Drug and Alcohol Consortium for FMCSA drivers. We guide you through every step, from enrollment to collection to results, so nothing catches you off guard. Ready to enroll? Visit members.verticalidentity.com/enroll or call us at 602-899-1606. We'll get you set up the same day. Vertical Identity. Compliance made simple for the drivers who keep America moving.